Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiera, your friendly neighborhood regional flight attendant. And today is Monday, April 14th. It is currently 8:56 a.m. And as of right now, I have a 4-day trip. This is a 4-day block for me. So I have been giving a 4-day trip. However, I am pretty certain that this is a line holder drop trip. And the line holder can either pick it up today or she may pick it up tomorrow, because I have flown with this flight attendant before, and although she is DC based, I do believe she lives in Charlotte. I might be thinking about another flight attendant, but I'm like 65% sure that she lives in Charlotte, and this trip does go through Charlotte, so she could easily it would be easier for her to pick it up tomorrow than it would be for her to pick it up today. But if I keep the trip, as of right now, we're looking at a Raleigh-Durham turn out of DC, and then DC to Knoxville. Oh, but there's a 2.5 hour sit from when we get back from the Raleigh-Durham turn to when we leave for Knoxville, and then overnight in Knoxville. It's 13-hour layover in Knoxville. Then tomorrow is Knoxville to Charlotte, a Myrtle Beach turn out of Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Greensville. Another 13-hour layover. Then 2 legs, so Greensville to Philly, and then Philly to St. Louis. I do like all of these layover spots because all of them have a pretty good gym, and y'all know how I feel about a gym. So, and the last time I was in St. Louis, it was New Year's, and I didn't get a chance to use the gym because I was too tired when we came back from the event that I did in St. Louis. So if you haven't already checked it out, check out my New Year's, flying into the New Year's vlog, and see what I got into in St. Louis. And then the last day, pretty chill. This day has the shortest sit times. Is St. Louis to DC, and then a Bangor main turn out of DC. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. Like I said, I am pretty certain that this is a line holder drop trip, and then they're gonna pick it up. So we'll see. We're gonna go ahead and make our way to the airport. It is spring break in the area, so one of my girlfriends, the one that I think I've told you guys before, that she works like down the street from the airport, and she was like, it was no traffic this morning. So I was like, I love that for me, because I'm leaving out right now. I have there's a 10:47 report time, so I'm gonna just be chilling. I'm gonna coast along. So I'm excited about that. I do have some news that I will drop at the end of this vlog that I'm very, very excited for, actually. So please stay tuned to that. And I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my way to the airport, and I will see you guys there. They keep blessing me with the aircraft that they know that I love, especially on a full flight, because I need space away from all the people. So we had about a 3-hour sit in DC. I did get some editing done, and now we are boarding our flight. They were a little delayed coming in, so we're gonna, as quickly as we can, get these people on board and get them to Knoxville. There are no connections for us, but I'm sure people leaving Knoxville coming to DC have connections, so we want to try and make it as good as we can for them. So I'll see you guys in Knoxville. it to Knoxville. We're just gonna bop, 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 bop. Spin tour and me. So the flight attendant I'm flying with, she actually loves going to the gym. So we're gonna take the shuttle over to Planet Fitness and work out. So very excited about that. I didn't even realize that there was Planet Fitness that close, and it's 24 hours. So it is currently 7:31. We have an 8:20 report time. So we're gonna get a quick workout in. I did bring my dinner, so I'll heat that up when I get back, and then unwind and get ready for bed. That's really what we're going to be doing today in Knoxville. The 3 flights that I had today, they were pretty chill. The first 2 were not full at all. That last one though, completely full. So we had that going for us, but as y'all saw, it was the 701 that I really like, where the jump seat is a little further back, so I wasn't smooshed. Tomorrow, but first, I am still surprised that I kept this trip, because I really thought it was a line holder drop trip. But tomorrow we have 4 legs. So if you guys recall, we have Knoxville to Charlotte, Myrtle Beach turn out of Charlotte, and then Charlotte to GSP. So quick flights, but there's like 2-hour sits between Knoxville or Charlotte and the Myrtle Beach turn, and then after the Myrtle Beach turn, I want to say it's at least an hour sit until we go to GSP. So not thrilled about that, but I'm gonna go head downstairs, meet my other flight attendant, and we're gonna go get this fitness on. Hotel. I am going on an adventure to find the microwave now and heat up my food. And y'all, while I was at the gym, got a notification. I knew this was a line holder drop trip, and just like I said, they're picking it back up in Charlotte. So when I get to Charlotte, I am then deadheading back to DC. So, yeah, that's what we got going on here. Kind of sad about it. I really do enjoy this crew, and I was enjoying the trip, but I'm not surprised. Like I said, the flight attendant that dropped the trip, I know her, and I knew I wasn't tripping when I think I mentioned, like, she does live in Charlotte, so I knew that it was likely that she would pick this trip up in Charlotte instead of going to DC, when tomorrow we'll be flying in and out of Charlotte all day. So yeah, that's what we got going on, so it's cool. Heating up my food. I got spaghetti, and then I am going to eat, relax, and shower, unwind, get ready for bed, because you're tired now. And then I also need to check in for my deadhead, because I'm deadheading from Charlotte to DC. So alright, so I made it to the airport, and crew scheduling has changed my schedule again, you guys. When I talked to y'all last, I was doing Knoxville to Charlotte, and then I was deadheaded from Charlotte to DC. I am now doing Knoxville to Charlotte, a Savannah turn through Charlotte, and then overnighting in Pensacola, allegedly. This is exactly why I did not want to fly through Charlotte. I was hoping to get back to DC and do DC flying, but it's all good. I know they're gonna turn me every which way but loose again tomorrow, because allegedly I'm doing Pensacola to Charlotte and then deadheading from Charlotte to DC. But I know that's not going to be all they do to me. So we'll see how this adventure continues for them. Made it on the aircraft. I'm going to be at 4:30 today. We're on a 901, so you know how I like the 701 because the jump seat's further back? 901 is just like this. Absolutely love it. We board in about 5 minutes. We're going to have a completely full flight, but it's a quick flight, so I ain't too mad about it. Up, down, and then we'll see what my day actually looks like. Finally on board. It is 1:39 and it's going to be a completely full flight. They should be coming down shortly. One wheelchair. I'm going to be aft early in their mind. Okay, so they should be coming down first. Lord be Lord. Goodness. And this air conditioning. I just gotta chuckle sometimes, y'all, because of everything that goes on in aviation. Just chuckle when you can. So don't worry, we're gonna recap when we get to wherever we're gonna end up today. We will unwind and recap the show. But as of right now, we had a delay leaving from Knoxville, and that was eventful. So I'll get more into that once we get to the layover, which as of right now is Pensacola. We'll see if it stays that way. We have made it to Savannah, y'all, and we'll see if my schedule stays the same. We're gonna load up another full cabin, take it back to Charlotte. But the flight attendant I'm flying with is saying that there was a line holder on this trip, so we'll see what ends up happening. I will hit you guys up when I get back to Charlotte if anything changes or if it doesn't. We have made it to our aircraft. Apparently I am going to Pensacola and we should be boarding within the next few minutes, actually. Next 2 minutes. This is going to be a completely full flight. We have 6 wheelchair passengers on this flight and a cabin pet. Fun. I don't think they came through and cleaned the cabin because someone left their cell phone in the bathroom. Someone left a book. Then there's like crumbs and stuff. I took care of the cell phone, the book, and some of the bigger pieces of trash, but I ain't doing nothing else. Nah, I've done enough free labor today. So they should be coming on board soon. We're on an atmosphere, so I didn't have to fight for my life to get my bags in the overhead bin, so that is a blessing. But even if everyone that is originally booked with a confirmed seat on this flight doesn't make it, I think there's like 9 non-revs that are trying to get on board, so Yeah, and we're gonna have a jump seater, so yikes. But like I said, the passengers should be coming down in another minute or so. Our pre-board should definitely be coming down soon. It's gonna take a minute to get all of them situated, unless they are some of our Jetway Jesus passengers. But I will check in with you guys when I get to Pensacola, or on the off chance the line holder comes back before we leave for Pensacola. That's a possibility, because that happened to me last year. I want to say it might have been like my very first vlog after my interview and training vlog. I want to say the line holder came back as we were boarding. A mess, y'all. A mess. Good morning. It is about 5:36 in the morning. I have a 6:10 van time, but I do realize I didn't talk to you guys yesterday about my day yesterday. I kind of just came in, quickly unpacked, got my life together, went down to eat, and then came back upstairs and went straight to sleep. Because it's not a long layover, so I didn't have as much time as I like to have. So I'm gonna just give you guys an update right now as I get my life together for this morning. I want to start by saying my schedule has not changed yet. So as of right now, today, we still have the Pensacola to Charlotte, deadhead from Charlotte to DC, and then work the Buffalo turn out of DC. So, with that 3-hour sit. Can't forget that part. So, yeah, that's what we have for today. Let's rewind to yesterday. So, yesterday my schedule started as Knoxville to Charlotte, and then I was going to deadhead from Charlotte to DC. That's what my schedule started as. That's what it was when I went to sleep before yesterday morning. When I woke up, they had changed it. They had added the flying that I actually ended up doing. So they took the deadhead off, added a Savannah turn, and then added the Charlotte to Pensacola. So getting out of Knoxville was eventful. So we got to the aircraft on time. Our captain even went down early, and when we got there, he was like he was doing something. There was a something in the maintenance log that he was taking care of, but he was like, it shouldn't hinder boarding. It shouldn't hinder us getting out of here on time. We were like, all right, cool. So I was a 4 girly. I went and got everything together, got my pre-flights together. He had told us, because it's a short flight from Knoxville to Charlotte, and we were expecting like turbulence. So I did coffee for pre-departure. We're on a 900, so let the passengers know, like, hey, because sometimes people will say they'll wait till we get in the air. So I just let them know, hey, we are expecting some turbulence on this flight. So if you want anything, now's a good time to get it, because we're probably not going to be able to get up during flight. So got everybody everything that they wanted, and I gave them the heads up. I was like, hey, don't forget, I am going to have to pick these drinks up before we close the main cabin door. Getting all of that prepared, y'all. So then we're still trying to deal with the maintenance in the logbook that wasn't logged correctly. Then the air traffic control gives us a wheels up time of 27 past the hour. Our original departure time was 9:05, so it was a little over 20 minutes of a wait. But captain came on the mic, explained that to the passengers, let them know, hey, this is what we got going on here. Maintenance is coming out to fix this. It's a computer issue. It shouldn't hinder an on-time arrival, even with air traffic control giving us a wheels up time of 27 past the hour. Everybody was like, okay, cool. Most of the time, like, passengers, they just want to be informed. And so as we find out the information, we relay the information. And sometimes they like to hear it more when it comes from our flight deck, whether it's the captain or the FO. more than they want to hear it from a flight attendant. It's just how things work. It's cool. So I still take care of everybody, getting everybody all situated. So then maintenance does come out, and we're like, okay, maintenance is here. This shouldn't take long, and we should be on our way soon. At this point, he was like, we should still be able to get out at 9:27, like wheels up time at 9:27. We are waiting, maintenance is doing their thing. So then they're like, oh, we're gonna have to, Captain gets back on the mic. He's like, okay, so this is what's going on. It's the computer glitch won't resolve itself while the aircraft's on. He was like, so we have two options. We can either deplane, you guys get your stuff, wait in the airport, or if you guys don't mind just sitting in the dark for a little bit, just sit there. We're gonna turn the aircraft off, leave it off for a couple minutes, turn it back on, and see if that helps with the computer issue that we're having. So everyone voted to stay on board. So that was cool. I went through and checked on my first class again, make sure that they, like, hey, since it seems that we have a little bit more time, if anyone wants anything else, just check on them. They were all pretty good. So turn the aircraft back on, and unfortunately that does not resolve the problem. So we ended up sitting there for a little bit. So then Captain comes back on. He's like, hey, I'm just trying to keep you guys in the loop. This is taking a little bit longer than we had anticipated. And because of that, air traffic control is going to have to give us a new wheels up time. So at that point, we didn't know what the wheels up time was going to be, because we still haven't been cleared by maintenance to get out of there. So we're sitting, a couple people in the main cabin. They wanted like some water and stuff like that, so we definitely took care of them as well. And then, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned earlier or at some point during this vlog, it was completely full flight. We even had a jump seater. And we are trying to get everything all squared away. And hold on one second, my alarm's going off. I had an alarm set for 5:45 on my iPad, and it just letting me know what time it is. Okay, so we're still good on time. So we are sitting there. So at that point, we're waiting. A couple people, especially those with connections, which is majority of the cabin going into Charlotte, they start having concerns about their connections. So some people did end up getting off because they weren't going to make their connecting flight, and they were like they would rather be in Knoxville than to be stuck in Charlotte. Like, we had one peculiar situation where one of our passengers, she was going to Punta Cana, and she was like, she's not old enough to get a hotel in the United States yet. So she was like, she didn't want to go to Charlotte and then get stuck. So she was asking us, like, hey, what should she do? So I had asked the gate agent, well, actually the supervisor was assisting us at that time. The supervisor came and was helping us. So I explained the situation. I was like, hey, we got someone on board. They're trying to go to Punta Cana, but they are not, if they get to Charlotte to see, like, when the next time they go out to Punta Cana, a lot of our international flights, they only go out once a day. So if she gets there, she may be stuck and she may have to stay in the airport all day, which it's not fun for anyone. So we looked, and there's actually a flight going to Punta Cana leaving out today. So she did opt to do that. But the only thing is, her check bag still went to Charlotte with us because we couldn't unload the check bags of the people who decided to be playing, because like 7 people got off. So some of them had check bags, some of them didn't. And so we just felt like their bag is gonna go to their destination. So majority of the people that got off, they are connecting somewhere else to go elsewhere. So their check bag is going to continue to the destination. They would just meet their bag there. So we explained that to them. I let the supervisor handle all that because I was like, this is my first time experiencing like people volunteering to get off because of the delay. And so got that all squared away, and we finally, so once everyone that wanted to deplane got off, we finally, let me see. Well, before we left, the ramp agent, he's a sweetheart. He was like, let me know if anyone has any bags that need to get off, specifically valet bags. Like valet bags, that's a little bit easier to offload than the check bags. So I was like, nobody had any valet bags that they needed to get off. But we did have some check bags, but they were like, unfortunately, will have to get their bags. Are going to go to their next destination, or I keep saying, I feel like I talked briefly about this. I was like, if Charlotte was their stop, even if we're delayed, there was no, reason for them to get off, especially if they had check bags and stuff. So we are standing there, and he's like, has this ever happened? So we get to talking, and I was like, no, I've never experienced this before. And I was like, the craziest part is we're doing all of this, so like taking care of them and helping them out in this, like I said, it's a very peculiar situation. So helping them out, keeping them informed, trying to help them as best we can when it comes to their connecting questions and all of that. And I was like, this is all, we're not getting paid for this. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, we don't start getting paid until the door closes. So when stuff like this happens, that's the reality of it. We do not get paid until that door is closed. Regional airlines do not get boarding pay. It has not been negotiated in our contract. It's allegedly in the works. Allegedly. But this is where we are. But it doesn't stop us from giving that A1 customer service, especially in people's times of need. So we got that all situated, and we finally were able to get out of it. So we closed the doors at 10:45. That's when the doors closed. And we got to Charlotte, I want to say people were getting off by, it had to be like 11:30. It's not that long of a flight. It wasn't as turbulent as we had anticipated it to be, but the captain still told us, he was like, he would rather us remain seated. We let the passengers know and everything. So, but we had told them ahead of time as well that we were gonna remain seated. So, got to Charlotte. Originally, both of us had by both of us, I mean the original crew, they did a Myrtle Beach turn, and then I had the Savannah turn before coming to my layover. We both had like almost a 3-hour sit had we been on time. So the delay did reduce our sit time till, I think I had maybe like an hour and a half or so, because my flight to Savannah was delayed. Make sure there's nothing else I need to go in here before I close this bag, because getting back into it is not something I plan to do. Okay. So we are, one minute. So I get to Charlotte. I ran into the line holder who had dropped this trip and picked it back up. So I didn't realize it, but she had sent us a message asking about the delay. But I didn't see the message, honestly, until I got here in Pensacola. But I did see her in the airport. So I was like, oh, heading to Savannah now. I was like, y'all have a good one. Then I got me some PDQ. Y'all know I love the PDQ, the chicken salad. So good. So good. So then, make sure I got everything out this bathroom. Oh, I do not. So after I get to Charlotte, so I got the PDQ. I called my mom because she can see my schedule. And she was like, girl, I checked your schedule to see when you was going to be back home. And because like I said, when the last time I talked to her, I was coming home yesterday. Well, not necessarily coming home, but I was going to be back in DC yesterday. So when she checked my schedule, by then I had updated it, and I was heading to, I was doing all of the other stuff. So the Savannah turn, sorry y'all, I keep moving y'all around all haphazardly because I am trying to update you and pack, and there we go. Bear with me. So we talked a little bit. I was telling her about my day and about how like my schedule had changed and all that stuff. And so she was like, good gracious. I was like, yeah. It's like at this point, I don't even get upset. I laugh, I chuckle, and keep it moving. Because if I got upset each time they changed my schedule, I would not last as a regional flight attendant. Well, you would not last at all. You literally just gotta roll with it. You come to expect it, and hey, not much you can do about it. Not much you can do about it at all. So if my schedule stays the same today, then I should be going home today. So not just back to DC, but like going home, because my report time today is 6:35, and to my knowledge, we're not in our ops. So legally, my duty day will end 8:35 is the latest they can have me. 9:35 if we end up in IROPS for whatever reason. So when as of right now, when I get back from the Buffalo turn, if it's on time, it'll be about 7:30 when we get back. So not really a lot of time for them to turn me any other way but loose. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Because then I still have another short call day available. So if they do use me, I could just bring my book bag instead of having to bring all of my bags out and about. So we shall see. Let me. Yeah, that is what we're working with right now. It is 5:57, so I have about 12 minutes to get downstairs. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting dressed, and then because I think that's everything. Yeah, we made it to Pensacola. When I got here, I did go down to eat. I got the fish tacos, and I got them last time, and I enjoyed them last time. I did not enjoy them this time. So I don't know if it's a Pensacola thing, but they're a lot of cheese, a lot of cheese, and I'm not a big fan of cheese like in a non-melted state. So I was actually feeling nauseous, so I didn't eat it. I didn't finish eating it. And I told her, I was like, I don't like the tacos, but I was like, but it's fine. I'll just go. She was like, absolutely not. She's like, I know you're not full. I was like, is there anything else you want to try? So I ended up getting they're basically a pizza, pepperoni flatbread. And so when they brought that out, and the reason I was like, I don't know if extra cheese and stuff on stuff is a Pensacola thing. Y'all sprinkled cheese on top. I said, golly. So I did pick that cheese off, and I was able to eat all of the flatbread. So that was fulfilling. So I had that, came back upstairs, and then that's when I started getting ready for bed and everything like that. So, and now here we are. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up, finish getting dressed, and I will see you guys at the airport. Passengers on. So I'll see you guys when we get to Charlotte. Whew. So I am back in the car, but I am not released yet. I decided instead of sitting in the airport, I'm gonna sit in the car and do my relaxing because I have a 3.5 hour sit and counting because the inbound is coming from Syracuse and it's scheduled to be delayed. So yeah, 3.5 hour sit now. I'm flying with a different flight attendant now. I was flying with it looked like it was going to be an IOE type situation because I had 2 flight attendants on my schedule, but that is no longer the case. But it's all good. Flying with a flight attendant. I don't think I flew with her before, but she is newer than I am. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to leave a couple of my bags in the car because it looks like crew schedule is already planning to release me today. And then I'll sit short call tomorrow. They've already pushed my short call report time back to 6 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. I ain't mad at it. After this Buffalo turn, it looked like I'm going home. And I love that for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I did get me a chicken salad from PDQ while I was waiting for my deadhead in Charlotte. And I'm gonna go ahead and eat that while I wait. Once I finish eating that, we'll see what time it is when I finish that, because it's 1:42 now and we don't depart till 4:33, which means I don't have to be at the gate until 3:45-ish. So I'll probably start making my way into the airport around 3. So a good little break that I'm gonna sit here for. Not gonna fall asleep because my naps are quick to turn into a sleep and we don't want that. So yeah, I'll hit you guys back up when we make our way back to the airport. Just got the notification that my inbound has left the gate in Syracuse, so I'll go ahead and make my way inside, get myself together, and then get myself to the gate. Hopefully we'll be able to get back earlier than we were originally planning to. Yeah, I could have stayed in my car. The flight is delayed till 5 something now. I'm just gonna chuckle and go find me a comfy chair to sit in. Put my feet up and hope that this turn still goes out. It's 5:26. We are finally about to do this Buffalo turn. Woo! We'll talk. It is 9:48 p.m. and I am just now getting to my car. So when we got back from Charlotte, my sit turned in total, it was almost a 5-hour sit because of delays. So when our aircraft finally got there, we quickly boarded up. We had, I'm trying not to confuse my flights. I know it was completely full and heading to Buffalo. And when I checked the Buffalo to DC flight before the delays, it was pretty full as well. But a lot of people were going to miss their connection. So they either, I don't know what they did in Buffalo, either opted to get a different flight for later, go through a different airport, or whatever the case may be. But when we got to Buffalo, we only had 27 people coming back with us, and one of them was a lap child. So it wasn't too bad. Now, what we thought was going to be a quick turnaround turned into a not so quick turnaround. Thank you, ATC. So because we were delayed, we obviously weren't accounted for in this hour's incoming air traffic into DC. So we sat on we sat on the tarmac for like an hour. So we did service on the ground, and then once we got in the air, nobody wanted anything because, like I said, we already took care of them on the ground and everything. So that was that. We made it back to DC, and I didn't even call crew scheduling because they sent a push notification for my short call tomorrow, and I really hope they leave me well enough alone tomorrow, because this has been a eventful trip so far. I don't know how more eventful it could get. So, but with all of the delays and cancellations that are happening tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if they called me for a turn at some point tomorrow. I hope they don't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So, yeah, that's where we're at so far, y'all. That's where we're at so far. I'm going to go ahead and head home. Your girl is tired. Your girl is very tired. So, yes, I'm going to go ahead and make my way home. And I'll check in with you guys tomorrow, whether or not I fly tomorrow. So, see you there. Good morning. It is actually April 18th. So yesterday I was on call and I did not get used all day. So I was able to relax and rest. So that is, I'm going to go ahead and close out because I did not pick up the camera at all yesterday because your girl was tired. Your girl was tired. So I definitely got some good rest in. And then I'm starting to prepare for, it'll technically be a 6-day block coming up next. It's a 3-day short call period, and then I picked up a 3-day trip out of Philly. So we'll be commuting, we'll be doing all that. So tune in for that. That is going to be a fun one. But thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, live freely, love always, travel often. Bye. So as I am editing this video, I realized I did not tell you guys what the surprise is. I got a new vlogging camera. So from here on out, the video's about to look real different, y'all. I love this camera, and I'm very excited to show you guys the content that I make with it. So now, bye, for real.